everybody. Happy Thursday. It's Awesome Sauce Thursday. Woohoo! And I have a co-host with me here today, my cousin Brooke. Say hi, Brooke.
Hello.
Our moms are sisters, and she came to visit me and my sister for the weekend. And so I told her, I'd do a show. Maybe you want to come after. And she's like, no, I want to see you do it. So she's here with me. I was just kind of telling her showing her kind of the behind the scenes on here. And there's more involved than I expected, than I thought. I did not tell you that I usually accidentally kick myself out of the episode at least once. I don't know what I do, but it just happens. But anyway, hope you're all having a great Thursday and you could be here with me live today. For those of you that are watching for the first time, welcome. Please put in the comments, tell us it's your first time watching. We'll give you a shout out and we'll welcome you. Also, if you are new to the episode, you want to watch with a notebook and a pen because chances are you'll find at least one tomato cultivar that you are interested in based on what I've been talking about. And I was just showing Brooke how all your comments are coming in on the side there. And I also explained to her that it usually takes me about 30 minutes before I talk about one tomato. Maybe we can do it faster today, but I have some really, really good ones. And I know I say that every week, but I've got some ones I'm really super excited about this week. So I can't wait to share them with you guys. Let's get to a couple comments before we go in. Nicole was first today. Hi, Nicole. Yeah, she got in before Sherman. Sherman's usually our first. Nicole was 4 hours ago. Here's Sherman at 3 hours. Hey, Sherman. Yep, you are a comment behind. It's Awesome Sauce Thursday. Brooke was just asking how long it takes me to prepare for the show. And I told her my Thursdays are an all day thing just because I like to do the slides and stuff, but I have so much fun with it. And obviously you guys do because you're here watching. Really important. So last week I was on here bawling my eyes out because we had just found out that Rory the Wonder Cat was dying. She is still dying. She still has lymphoma, but she's doing so much better, you guys. What Rob and I didn't realize is that we didn't think she was going to make it through last weekend. What we didn't realize is that the sedative that they gave her to do the tests was going to last for 2 days because she was all floppy and stuff. She's still losing a lot of weight, but she's eating, she's bathing. I've been bringing her outside. She's been walking around the grass. She's nagging me a little bit, which is typical Rory, and she's cuddling a bit. So I don't want to say she's made a turnaround because she does still have lymphoma. If she continues to lose weight at this level, then we'll have to make a decision. But right now is not that time. So I'm super happy. And I think so many of you have been so kind with your thoughts and checking in with me and stuff. Right now, we're super happy. We're not going to have her much longer. But the one nice thing is that when you know she's going imminently, first of all, you spoil them rotten, right? And then it's just like every moment is kind of so appreciative because we know we're not going to have her all that much longer. But we still get to see her in some of her good days, she's still bringing me up to bed and all that. So last week I was in a panic, but just to let you know, for those of you that either assumed we had to make that decision already, or just haven't asked. So she's doing really, really well. For all I know, she'll be down here complaining about something soon. So very, very grateful for that. So thank you all for Rory. Oh, I want to show you something else. Well, let's get to some comments first. Let's see who's here. Hey, Charlie, only 2 hours to go. It's here. It's here. I'm excited for some tomato talking and showing fun. Yeah, like I said, I feel like each week gets better and better because as I dive into the rabbit hole of varieties from different countries, and I meant to check, I was telling Brooke that each week we talk about varieties from all over the world. There's some interesting countries we're talking about today, not just Japan. I was telling Brooke I'm obsessed with Japanese varieties. And while we're on that note, hang on, let me see if I can do this. So Pretty, Joshi, she's the one who bought me the plant for Reika, which is a Japanese variety that you can't really find seeds for. It's really like you need to, in Japan you can find seeds for it, but here you really need to find a nursery who's growing the plant and then save the seeds. So Pretty had gone and she got to taste Momotaro, otherwise known as Tough Boy. She was at, don't look at that one. Where is it? Did I do it number one? Here it is. I talked about this one a couple weeks ago. Momotaro, otherwise known as Tough Boy, it is a hybrid. It's from Japan, bred by the Takai Seed Company, and she said it's amazing. So for those of you, I know Deborah Henderson, I don't know if you're here today, Deborah, she's in Australia, so her season's starting right now. I told her what Pretty had told me. She's like, oh, good, I'm growing it. So for any of you who've been looking to add some Japanese ones to your lineup for next season, this one is pretty easy to find seeds for. I think either under Tough Boy or Momotaro around here in the United States, at least. Tough Boy, I think, can be found. Johnny's, maybe some of the more well known. I think what's the one that I get my microgreens from? Starts with a T. I can't think of it, but not difficult to find seeds for this at all. But you may want to look under Tough Boy versus Momotaro. So that's exciting news. All right, let's see who else we've got here. Teresa's here. Hey, Teresa. She's donating some prizes next week. Oh, by the way, if it's your first time watching, make sure you type in #tomato in the comments. We've got so many prizes today and really good prizes. I'm going to wait a couple minutes for more people to come in before I go, so I don't have to keep repeating what the prizes are, but they're good today. So #tomato, you only need to do it once in the comments. If you're watching on Instagram, my platform I can't see your comments if you're watching on Instagram, and my giveaway tool can't pick you up. So if you come on over to my YouTube channel, which is Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head, I think you're going to want to. There's some amazing prizes today. Teresa's been giving away a lot, and we're going to put her in today, but we're putting her in for next week too. You guys are just incredibly German, incredibly generous. I saw Sherman, and then I was thinking of generous, and that turned into German. Who else do we have here? Hey, Christy. Thanks for being here. And Mayor from Afar's here. Happy Awesome Sauce Day. Here's Deborah Henderson. Love Awesome Sauce Days. Good morning to you. And hey, Angwei Scano, the one that got me the earrings.
Oh, nice.
I was showing off my earrings to her, Angwei. Yeah. Hi, Mariah. Thanks for watching. Blah Blah's here. And Lisa Lloyd is here. Hey, Lisa. And Keena's here. Poor Keena. She's just been so under the weather for a couple weeks. Glad to see you here, my friend. And Leslie is here. Robin. Hey, guys. Thanks for devoting your time on Thursdays to watching. We've got some great ones to talk about today. Hi, Son. Nice to see you. Simran1, nice to see you. A couple weeks ago, if you haven't been watching, it took everybody's profile name and like added numbers and stuff. So if I'm just calling you by your profile name, like Simran1, it's because that's how I see it. Unfortunately, it's weird. Hey, Claudia. Thanks for being here. Dancing Vida. And Linda. And Eric is here. You guys been getting cool weather? It's been pretty cold here the past couple days. And a lot of dead tomatoes on my plants that are like full of water. You guys ever leave a tomato on the plant when you've already gotten your first frost and all that? It becomes like a pouch of tomato water. And yeah, it's really kind of gross. Don't eat those. Maritime Tropical. Hey there. Wave to you. And Lunra. And Sam's here. Howdy, Sam. Anne's here. And Akelia is here. I just finished watching your episode of Tomato Talk Live with William Alexander. So much good tomato information. We need another episode with the three of you. That's a good idea. He wrote this book. My co-host Jen and I had him on our show, The 10 Tomatoes That Changed the World. It's very cool. Like it talks about things like the San Marzano tomato and even things like Heinz tomatoes, like they're really the 10 tomatoes that changed the world. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Akelia. Had such fun with it. I don't know if did you read the book yet? You really want to. I have it on audio and it's a good read. I was just telling, I think Jamie, that I'm ready for like a third listen. I listened to it when I first got it, like as soon as it was released, because who else is going to buy a book like that on immediate release other than people like us? And then when he was coming on the show, I listened to it again so I could be, caught up to date on for questions and stuff like that. But now I think it's time for a third time because I forget the information. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there about New Jersey and the tomato, which is actually a myth, it turns out.
Have you seen the other books that you wrote?
Yes. Here's another one. He also wrote, for those of you that may not know, the $64 tomato, which I think a lot of us can relate to, because how much do you spend trying to get that perfect tomato? We think when we're first starting on this endeavor, like, oh, we're going to save so much money. And then you get like the best compost and yeah, $64 tomato. Hey, Mary. And Shirva. Hi, Shirva. Oh, people are saying hi. My friend Akelia says, hi, Brooke. Cindy C's here from the Philippines.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's starting on her season 2, although she had a wicked storm last week. How are you, Cindy? Everything okay? I think you said in your post that your garden's gone. Is that right? If so, I'm really sorry to hear that. Keena's a moderator of my group with me. She says hi, Brooke, too. Oh, lots of Brooks. Lots of hello to my cousin Brooke. So my mom's the oldest of 6. And then her mom is the second oldest. So, and she, my sister and I have been, we're close in age, so we've always had a good relationship. She's from Rhode Island. She drove down today. And she wanted to see what I do in this tomato world. Hi, Mayor from afar. Who else we have? Rach, just Rach. So glad to see you. I've been off for the past few weeks. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad you're here with us today. And Brandy's here. Hey, Brandy. Drew, I saw this post of yours, I think last night, where you're counting down the days till the last frost. I love it. I love it. It drives me crazy when it's like July and people start counting down to Christmas. But if we start counting down to tomato season, that's okay. Not that I don't love Christmas. I do, but I think I love tomato season more. Just saying. Mary, all the good energy we all sent is helping. For Rory, it really is like, yeah, she really is the keep nagging wonder cat. That's very sweet. Yeah, she's doing really well. But if you had seen her, how she was like, still don't know. I think she's losing weight rapidly. She is eating a little bit. And she's getting whatever she wants. She's getting like deli turkey, rotisserie chicken, whatever she wants. She screams for it. She doesn't eat a lot of it, but she is still eating a little bit. Hi, Pretty. Listening to Lauren's show and picking some tough boy tomatoes at my local U-Pick farm. I have to control myself because they have so many great heirlooms there. That was such a good thing to hear, Pretty, that it's good like that, because I did already have it on my 2016 grow list, but after hearing that, I guess they don't have any Reka for you to taste there, huh? But anyway, that's a definite inside information that we can all use. All right, I'm going to show you guys. We've got 61 viewers now. Let me show you what the prizes are today, because there's so many of them. First one for 2 lucky winners, Olivia Lai. Thank you, Olivia. She's giving 10 seeds each of Adelaide Festival, Dwarf, Atomic Sunset, Aunt Ruby's German Green, Afternoon Delight, and Dwarf Awesome, which is one of my 2 favorite dwarfs of all time. So that's for 2 winners. Thank you, Olivia. And then Amy Dorroy, get with this one. You ready? She made 5 of these seed advent calendars. 5. I can't believe all you guys like Keena with the work on her advent calendar. I don't know how she does it. And so many of you are making your advent calendars this year on your own. And I'm so impressed. So this is 5 of you get a chance to win this advent calendar. And she's also giving away a $25 gift card to Forgotten Heirlooms. This happens every week. These people are so generous. I can't get over it. And then Nicole Swartz, she's doing, for 2 people, 5 seeds each of Summertime Gold, which we talked about a few months ago, I think. Moonlight Mile, Ochre Heart, Uluru Ochre, and Strawberry Lemonade. I keep hearing good things about Strawberry Lemonade. So thank you so much, Nicole. And then Pretty, again, she's doing 3 prizes each of Reka, Garden Olive, which I talked about last week. Hang on. I brought up pictures of these. Garden Olive is here, I think. Yes. Talked about this last week. We've been talking a lot about Lee Goodwin of J&L Gardens. This is one of his creations. And then another one of his Ambrosia Orange UBX, which means ultra high Brix. Brix is a measurement of sugars. I have a little gizmo that you can squeeze juice on and get the sugar content. And then she's also three prizes of Reka, Garden Olive, Ambrosia Orange, Cherokee Bronze, and VD21, which was one of my favorites of last year. Delicious tomato and beautiful too. So thank you, Pretty and Nicole and Amy and Olivia. You guys are incredibly generous and already filling up prizes for next week. I just can't get over it. You guys are the best. Oh, she does. Rory does need a tiny cape and a photo. Surprised I haven't thought of that. My phone consists of pictures of a lot of tomatoes, and it was a lot of the cat to begin with. I won't lie, but now she's getting like tons of pictures in the grass and all of that stuff because she deserves to be spoiled. Hi, Olivia. Speaking of Olivia's here, thanks for being here, and Stephanie. And Lunar says she's a fighter, but I'm glad you guys were given a little more time with her. Me too. Thank you. I mean, she's 8. She's still way too young, but getting this bonus time, that's what I'm looking at it as, is really, really nice and unexpected. I'm no longer a bawling wreck. I bawled a little bit yesterday, but I'm okay. And that time will come again. But the time is not now, I'm happy to say. Who else do we have? I want to make sure I'm getting everybody. Hey, Hector, nice to see you. So thankful to hear you have more time with your sweet girl. Me too. Me too. Thank you so much, you guys. Yeah, Hector, showing tomatoes already. That was fast. That's not the official showing of tomatoes, but you're right. That was the point. Lots of hashtag tomatoes in. Good, good, good. Who else do we have? Raminta's here. Hi, Raminta. And Super Kitty Rory. It does, Kim. I asked Pretty if she tasted them Mother's Days. Now she can only make part of the episode, but it's nice that she can be here. Did you guys catch? She put up a new video of her and Ben. They hadn't done a taste test in a while, so Jen put a new one out, which I haven't. I watched the part through where she's tasting Verde de las Landas versus not Malapine. She hasn't tasted versus Malachite Box, but I think I stopped there and I haven't finished watching it yet. But it's so nice to see you guys. Hey, Greg, thanks for being here. And Heidi's here. I thought you were Brooke from Shorties. So this is a breeder of, she has a farm, Brooke, and her farm is Shorty's Funny Farm. And she was responsible for a tomato a lot of us grew this year called Red Trash Panda. But every time I talked about Brooke from Shorty's Funny Farm, I always thought of my cousin. And funny enough, this is totally unexpected. One of the varieties I'm talking about today has the name cousin in it. Okay. I know, go figure, meant to be. Hi, Gigi. Nice to see you. Dana's here. Erin, 70 degrees in Denver, Colorado today. Wow, that must be nice. Hi, Missy. How are you feeling? Hope you're feeling well. Rory deserves to be spoiled. We love Rory. Aw, she's our mascot. Everything's doing good, Lauren. Fixing my garden one step at a time. First, the tomato planters. Do you have plants that can be saved? Will you be able to get tomatoes in this year? That looked like a doozy of a storm you had. I just love Amy. She's so generous and such a kind person. You are a real gift of a friend to have Amy. Absolutely, absolutely. Kina wants to win Amy's calendar now. I swear every day or two she'd be like, all right, I just added 2 more in. Like she kept making them. It's just, you're giving nature, all of you. And Amy that we're talking about right now is just unparalleled. It really is. Great prizes. Yes. Great prizes. Hey, Drew, I don't know if I said hi to you yet. Awesome sauce gifts. All I want for Christmas is that tomato advent calendar. I know. I hear you. Same. We gave one. We gave away one last week too. Who made that one? I don't know how that's escaping me, but we gave away one last week. Uh-oh. Looks like. All right. So some of you are complaining about the um, things going in and out. Let me try one thing. I wanted to show you something. No reason why I can't show it to you now. I mentioned about every week that I have an ongoing list of all the varieties we've ever talked about here on the show over the past couple of years. And I thought today I would show you it's 585. And I think I've been doing the show for about a year and a half. So I just wanted to show you, maybe. Is this it? No, that's not it. This maybe? Yeah. So here's my list. I thought I'd show you. And once I close this out, maybe the internet will get better. So this is every tomato we've talked about with the dates that I've talked about it, all in alphabetical order because I'm organized in my tomato world and not in anything else. And so I swear there's times I've felt like I've definitely talked about a tomato and it's not on the list. And then there are other times where um, the opposite. So this comes in handy. Sometimes I talk about them more than once. I think if I really jotted down every time I've talked about Missouri or Malapine, that would fill up the entire sheet. But kind of neat, right? And so I think today, as of today, after the show, or as of this show, it's 585 and 5 peppers. There you go. Let me close this out. All right. Hopefully that clears it up. I've closed out all my other windows, and I do have Ethernet connection, so it should be good. Um, all right. Is this any better? Cutting in and out? I don't know what I could do anyway, but that doesn't usually happen here. I could close out Instagram, but we do have people watching on there, so I'd rather not if we don't have to. All right, you guys ready to talk about tomatoes? I did last week. I had to talk about a really hard subject with M.I. Gardner. I'm not going to get back into that, but I just wanted to mention. So you guys know that I make these slideshows every week. So we use now these are actually my photos because I grew it last year. But let's look at our first one, and um, let's look at Momotaro. I have not grown Momotaro. So I share, unless I've grown it myself, every week I share photos from other people. When I can, I never intentionally cut out a watermark. I try to leave them in when possible, but I also don't try to take credit. I don't sell these seeds. I'm just showing them. So I just wanted to make that clear. There's been some stuff going on with some vendors lately with picture using photos on their own envelopes or on their own websites. Taking the photography of other vendors and using it. Now, I don't sell anything, but I also don't put these on labels that I'm sending out. So I just want to make that clear that when I can think of who the photo's from, and oftentimes like there's going to be one coming up from Bounty Hunter Seeds with their little bullseye. If we do find out this it happened just last week, and then it happened a year or so ago too. If we find out you're selling anything and you're using other people's photos, you will be removed from the group because it's just not right. It's just not right. If you're selling something, perhaps you've grown it, you can have your own photos because those photos take our vendors a very, very long time. So hopefully this doesn't apply to any of you, but I just wanted to clarify that I use mine in honoring the tomato, and I would never use this on labels of things I send out or anything. So there we go. All right, here's a perfect example. Our first one, Aunt Cecil's green. These photos are from Bounty Hunter Seeds with his little bullseye. We love Sean and Pat from Bounty Hunter Seeds. I don't know why I haven't talked about this one before. I mean, I have not grown it, I will say that, but I try to get all the greens because I love the greens. And this one has a cool story. Has anybody grown Aunt Cecil's green? Sam says, thank goodness, thank you. It's so much work. It is. And I don't even sell anything. and but I do create, you know, graphics, which I think are pretty nice graphics. It takes forever to get what I consider to be good photos, but good or not, they just, so many of you who are vendors, you grow everything yourself, you catalog everything yourself, you fill the envelopes all yourself, and you take the pictures, and definitely be honored. But like I said, a lot of vendors don't have their watermark, so I'm not intentionally cutting anything out. It's just sometimes they don't have it. But let's get back to Aunt Cecil's green. Has anybody grown this before? Hey, Resilient on repeat. Nice to see you. Oh, the tomato lab. Sorry, hang on. We'll talk about Cecil in a minute. I'd love to do a gift in the next couple of weeks. An advent calendar for a few people is definitely possible. How do I set this up? Shall I just message you, Lauren? Yes, please. You can private message me. That sounds lovely. Thank you. Kina, I have the seeds because I had an idea to collect everything with aunt in the name. Aunt and cousin. And we have sister. We have aunt, we have cousin, and sister today in the names. That's funny. I didn't even make that connection. So your mom is my aunt, but not Aunt Cecil. Um, that's a cute idea. There's a lot with aunt in the name, isn't there? Aunt Ruby's German green, Aunt Ginny's. Is that one of them? Aunt Ginny's. Those could be fun games for the group. Nobody else has grown it. Aunt Cecil's green. Let's find out about Aunt Cecil's green. It is named after Cecil Tharp, a beloved great aunt of tomato breeder Alan B. Chadwick of the former Chadwick Seed Company. First documented in the early 1970s by Chadwick, who received the seeds from his Aunt Cecil, a lifelong gardener in West Virginia. She reportedly grew the tomato for decades, possibly saving seeds from an even older Appalachian strain. It was after the Chadwick Seed Company closed, the variety faded from catalogs, and the secret seed exchange member Jeff McCormick reintroduced it in the late 1990s after obtaining seeds from a West Virginia gardener. Isn't stuff like this just fascinating? I know. That's how you can talk about it for 2 hours. She's a foodie too, like me, so it's not, when we talk food, we go off on these tangents. Listed in the Slow Food Arc of Taste for its heritage value. For those of you that may not know, it's an organization that they try to restore and reintroduce to our, knowledge base and get the seeds out there for varieties that are regional or in danger of being lost. So I am a sucker for varieties that are mentioned in the Slow Food Arc of Taste, peppers too. 1990s, added to the arc for cultural significance in Appalachian cuisine, at risk due to low seed propagation. We better grow this one fast. That's the one I was trying to think of. Aunt Jenny's purple. Thanks, Sam. Cindy, I did hide some tomato seedlings from the storm. Hope my greenhouse will be up before the seedlings get bigger. Hoping for a good tomato season. I'm so glad to hear that, Cindy. That stinks. We talk about this a lot come the spring and wherever you are in whatever part of the world. Like, we can do everything. We can get seeds from, like, somebody we trust and honor, like the best quality seeds, and we can use the best quality soil and then get good lights, and we can do everything right. Get compost to put them in, mushroom compost, whatever you like to use. And we can do everything we can, and then all of a sudden it can be just, everything can be done. We're so at the mercy of Mother Nature. But I know we all say as long as you're all safe, and that's of course true. Tomatoes come, well, pets then, and then tomatoes. And the kids are part of you. All right, I guess nobody's grown Aunt Cecil's. I don't see anything. Oh, yes, I do. So tomato faifu, emerald green, juicy and fleshy, refreshing and fruity taste. And Bounty Hunter sells this. Well, if the picture's from there, you probably know that Bounty Hunter sells it. Sean and Pat say, we could not believe the vibrant green color when we sliced these in half. I'm not seeing much on, like, the true flavor of it. Juicy and fleshy and fruity. Okay, I guess that's something. But 3 different sites, I don't see much on the flavor. Oh, sweet tart notes akin to pineapple and lime. Not sure how I missed that. All right, there you go. So that's Aunt Cecil's German. See, what is me with Germans today? We're talking about Aunt Ruby's German. Aunt Cecil's green. Okay, so this week I had some fun and then I did not have some fun. So there's a site that many of us ordered from at least the last year, maybe the last couple of years in France called Jardins des Tomates. And just the other day, so you can give a certain amount of money and then they will send you a certain amount of seeds back. And they have some really, really rare stuff that very few others have. So a couple days ago, what day? Today's Thursday. I think it was Monday or Tuesday. I'm like, oh, I wonder if I can pay my next year's membership fee yet. And it turns out, yes, they could. They took my money and then I ordered, so I paid enough where I could get up to 40 varieties. And so I picked about 15, knowing that between Kina, Jen, and I, when we start comparing, what did you get? What'd you get? I'd be like, oh, I wish I got that one. So I did only 15, knowing I could get the other 25 at another time. And then the next day, I'm talking to Kina, and I wanted to add some of these things that she found onto my site. So I think I ordered another 10, 15 more. And wah, wah, it turns out that with importing laws changing here in the United States, they've opted to no longer send to the United States. And they said they will give me my money back. So that's a bummer. And this one was on there. Bernadette de Riveraine. Thankfully, a couple of the things I was really looking for, Kina ordered. So she's going to give me a couple of seeds. But that was a bummer. I understand where they're coming from, but that is a bummer. Bernadette de Riveraine, first noted in small-scale seed exchanges in the early 2000s. It's a red tomato, slightly flattened and ribbed, quite productive and has a pleasant taste. It was selected and cultivated for several decades by a lady from Riveraine in France. A woman's name named after, you would guess, Bernadette. It was her son who donated it to a seed producer located in Sarthe in 2020. The URGC, which is this organization I'm reading from on Facebook, heard about it in 2023, and we were able to grow it for the first time this summer. The variety inquiry is still ongoing. We're hoping to speak to a family member to find out more, so more on the history to be revealed. What does Hardin say? They say it's a vigorous plant producing seasonal tomatoes. Fruits are red, 600 to 900 grams. Flesh is dense and flavorful. It's a landrace variety recovered by a gardener in Touraine who has been cultivating it for over 20 years. So very interesting. I've got at least 2 other landrace tomatoes I'm talking about today. Anybody grown this one, heard of it, have seeds for, ordered from Jardins des Tomates and didn't get your money sent back? Hey, Francis. Sitting at hair salon with y'all in my ear, as you should be. Glad to see you, my friend. Yeah, it was a bummer. Total bummer. I wasn't sure. A lot of vendors this year are opting to not send to the US. And then there's others who are like, no, we're just not going to send big, thick envelopes anymore, but in regular envelopes, it can get through just fine. And this, honestly, this being careful has been going on for years, even before this new stuff with the United States. So some sites where I'm used to, like Cultiv Taru, gave it a shot, I think last year for like 3 months. And then they're like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. Because a lot of people, they expect seeds back if it gets confiscated. I actually don't, because I know it's a risk that I'm taking. But a lot of times the vendors will check in with you and see if you've gotten them. And I will be honest, but most of the vendors we deal with, they do reship, which is just so thoughtful. Very generous. You guys work so hard, you vendors. Hey, Susan, that's okay. Not too late. Pretty sure I ordered this last year. I'll have to check. Are those the same variety? Apparently, they're from 2 different sites, but I see that they look very different, don't they? Um, Not sure, since the landrace tomato, I'm not sure, what the deviations are. The photo on the right came from this organization I was just talking about, URGC on Facebook. And then the photo on the left is from Jardins de Tomates. I can't find much else about it. Um, Maybe we need to take up a collection, send Lauren on a European tour. For the name of tomatoes, people, take up a collection, please. I must save the tomatoes and get this crazy world of too many names to a variety, too many varieties to one name. It's craziness. It's crazy. I don't even, it's crazy. Purple tomatoes here and there. It's just a crazy world. But so for the name of the tomato, I must take a tour around the world. A GoFundMe. Here we go. Okay, moving on. Sister Miriam. This one I got from Secret Seed Cartel, our friend Jeffrey Rainmaker, who's recently acquired Secret Seed Cartel and meshed it with his Briar Saint seeds. They're all under one name now, Secret Seed Cartel. And I got this one from him because it sounded interesting, and um, I'm surprised I haven't talked about it before because it's got a really good story. It's a stable from Tatiana's Tomato Base, and these photos are from Secret Seed Cartel, by the way. Tatiana's Tomato Base says it's a stabilized unknown cross named in honor of Sister Miriam, who was a New Jersey, my state, environmentalist. First introduced to the Secret Seed Exchange by Joseph Kavanaugh of Delaware, New Jersey in 1988. The original seed source was not indicated. That was the original description given in the 1998 Secret Seed Exchange yearbook. 85 days, indeterminate, fruits average 8 to 14 ounces, reddish pink heart-shaped fruit, strong, well-balanced sweet flavor, solid flesh with few seeds, very good production. Tomato 5 food, did they say anything different? Dense, beefy flesh with little gel and seeds, excellent, mild. I'm not big on mild. Mild, sweet flavor. I do like excellent. Can it be excellent and mild? Probably. Large plant, regular foliage, indeterminate. Anything else new? Jeffrey's site, Secret Seed Cartel, has a little bit different. Story is gentle as its flavor. It was originally named in honor of Sister Miriam, the environmentalist, um, who helped preserve the seed. Inside the flesh is dense and silky with very few seeds and a delicate sweetness balanced by a clean, classic tomato finish. Each slice feels like a nod to the past, simple, pure, and quietly elegant. The sturdy, productive plants thrive with steady care and will reward you with baskets of beautiful fruit all summer long. True heirloom of compassion and care. Sister Miriam is as lovely in the garden as it is on the plate. Jeffrey, you're so good at this. You really, really are. I just got, I normally can't watch my messenger things come in at the same time as the show, but I see that I'm corrected, and you're absolutely right, Rowena. I did get my seeds from Sister Miriam from you. Secret Seed Cartel does sell it, but thank you for. I did notice that when I put it on the sheet, and because I was using the write up from Secret Seed Cartel, I forgot. So thank you for these seeds. You did send them to me, and I'm very grateful for that. But in stock at Secret Seed Cartel, I believe. Hey, Jamie, you are here. Just got to campus, dropping in before my registration event. Wanted to say hi to all my lovely tomato friends. Now I got to go start the next chapter in my college career. You've got this, girl. You've got this. Hey, Kim. Thanks for joining in. Make sure you guys type in hashtag tomato if you're just joining us. We've got some killer prizes, including 5 homemade advent calendars from Amy Doroy, lots of seed prizes, a $25 gift card to Forgotten Heirlooms. So make sure you type in hashtag tomato. Rowena says, I grew Sister Miriam. It did find the flavor slightly muted. Okay. All right. So for those of you who don't like smack yo mama flavor like I do, maybe this is for you. I'd really like to taste. It looks so good. I'd really like to taste it. I mean, I'd like to taste all of them, honestly, but it looks so red and rich. It's beautiful. Thank you, Rowena. I appreciate the info and the correction. All right, next one. We go from the sister to the cousin. Cousin Martina. Next to, I'm really, oh, when I say I'm really excited about this one, do you guys even believe me anymore? Because don't I say that about every single one? It may be true. So this week I got in a variety from Anna Nitschke, which is going to be the next variety I show. I probably should have done that one first. And so we were talking about it, and it's only available from this one vendor called Matchbox Seeds, I think, in California. And then she was talking about how that variety, let's just talk about that one first. We'll come back to Cousin Martina. Frau Hager Klein, this is the one that Anna sent me from Austria. You don't see a whole lot from Austria. The previous one, which we'll talk about in a minute, that's from Austria as well. Let's skip over. It translates to Mrs. Hager Small in German, likely honoring a historical figure or a family member from Austria. It's part of a lineage of family preserved seeds. This information's from Matchbox Seeds, by the way. Their site is still up, but they're still live, but I believe they're closed. So these next two varieties, this one and one I'm going to show you, will be very, very difficult to get if you don't have them already. Although, no, this one was still listed for sale. Maybe they're just selling their inventory, because the next one, the cousin one, they're out of stock, and apparently they're not getting any more in. And if you're watching, or Mira, who's also involved in this too, so please correct me if I'm wrong about this. So part of a lineage of a family from Austria, emerging in modern catalogs from the 2010s through Canadian seed savers. This one, the Frau Hager Klein, stands out for its high productivity on a dwarf plant, making it beginner friendly and space efficient. Compact, upright potato leaf foliage, produces a disproportionately large number of fruit for its size. Tomatoes are red and average 3 inches across. Flavor is that of the classic sandwich tomato, 2 to 3 foot tall plants, which is 90 to 115 centimeters, something along those lines. 85 days to maturity. So Frau Hager Klein. Does anybody have this, or the other one, the cousin one? So let's talk about this one. So Anna gave me these, and she's like, "There's a cousin," and it turns out that Mira, I'm gonna kill her last name, I'm sure. Mira Lesna Madrushka. She has the seeds, and she's sending them some to me and some to give away to you guys. So, which is so generous, because if you go on the site, let me give you the site. I've got the link. So you can't. This one you can't buy because they don't have them. The other one you might be able to, but I can at least give you guys the link so you can take a look yourself. So I'm going to put it in the comments right now, the link to this cousin Martina. This is a paste tomato. It was brought by that same family, passed down in their family for generations. The plant produces incredible amounts of 2 to 3 inch long red paste tomatoes, all coming in over a 3-week period, so it's a determinate. Makes an excellent paste with its low water content and thick walls. 90 days, thick walls, great when dehydrated and dried. Anybody have either of these or grown any of these? My microphone's making my voice clipped. Uh-oh. Hang on, guys, if you can hear me. Can you hear me now? Now I'm using I disconnected. Check, check, check. Now there's sound. Okay. This thing's been around a long time. Maybe it's time to get a new one. Honor to the old Yeti. So I'm just using the audio on my desktop now. Hopefully it's okay. I'm back. Okay, good. I'm hoping you guys heard at least most of what I talked about with cousin Martina. Yes? You still don't hear anything? Oh, you know what? I bet those of you that can't hear anything, you're maybe lagging a minute or so, or a couple seconds behind. Yeah, looks like most of you can hear. Okay, groovy. And you did hear about cousin Martina? Okay. Good old cousin Martina. Done good now. Great. Okay. So both of those you can find at that Matchbox Seeds. Let me get you the link to the other one, the Frau Hager Klein. Like I said, it does say that they have them in stock. I thought Anna had told me that they're no longer in business, but they did show in stock, so we shall see. All right, putting the link to that one in there. It's a cool site. I had never been on that site before. Okay, so it's cousin Martina and Frau Hager Klein from Austria. Next one, we're taking a trip around the world and coming back to the United States. This is one I've heard from several of you this week asking me if I have this. Nope, not that one. That was a build-up for nothing. This one, Goddess of the Garden. Oh, I forgot to put the information on there. Silly me. So this is offered by actually we don't know the origin now that I think about it. That's why I left it off. This is offered for sale from J&L Seeds, Lee Goodwin, which we've been talking about a lot these past couple of weeks. The reason why people have been coming to me with it is people are looking at the J&L website and they see their listing says, where did it go? I got stuff that is in the listing, and then he told me some separate. All right, his listing says a single seed in a packet from Japan led to the introduction of this variety. It is quite as beautiful as the name suggests, with golden striping on a pink background. Fruit is 1.5 inches in diameter and firm yet juicy. This was a favorite at the farmer's market last summer. So, Lauren, Japan, tomato. So a couple of you reached out to me, and I didn't have it. I do now. And they went out of stock, but they are back in stock. At least they were last I checked before the show. So I'm going to give you the link if you're trying to get. So I did ask Lee. I'm like, so this doesn't mean it's a Japanese tomato. It was a seed that was found. I'll read to you more in a minute. It was given to him by friends in Germany, but in a seed packet that was Japanese, which means nothing either way. It could be from Timbuktu for all. So, but my first instinct was like Japanese, and maybe it is Japanese. I don't know. Lauren, you're going to cause another out of stock. I know. Hang on, let me get you the link. Sometimes J&L can be hard to navigate. And by the way, Lee wanted me to give me a translation, and here's the translation. It's a saladette tomato, 1.5 inches in diameter, broader at the top and tapering to a blunt point. The texture is quite firm, so they hold up well for salads, and the flavor sweet and mild. Plants are big sprawling things and have to be caged. Tomatoes also held well on the vine, and that's one of the reasons we like them for the farmers markets. Pink iridescent green stripes, turns gold when fully ripe. The other tomato with the same color and markings is Don Juan, but it is much larger. So remember, this is from a Japanese seed packet. We don't necessarily know what that means. So that's the story behind Goddess of the Garden. I know if there were a couple of you that asked me about it, I'm guessing a couple of you have bought it because Lee did say that there was out of stock on that. I think I mentioned it somewhere last week. So you can get them at least right now. Oh no, I'm frozen. Are you serious? I don't know what to do. Is it still frozen? Yeah, not doing anything differently. Is this like, are you getting anything out of this? Or am I just frozen and talking? Like, can you guys hear me kind of? I hope. T90 thinks it sounds interesting, so there's that. You're good. It's back now. Okay. Weird. I think it is kind of breezy out there today, isn't it? So that could be, it could be an outside thing. So anyway, that has got us. I'm good now. Great. Thank you guys. We're up to 87 live viewers. If you haven't already, anywhere in the comments, you only need to do it once. And at the end of the episode, we've got a bunch of great prizes that that people have donated. Very generous people. So anyway, if you're looking for Goddess of the Garden, I would get it now. It's a cool story. .top. So it's the mid-season. Ripening period is 110 to 115 days. Recommended for greenhouses. Has anybody grown? Oh no, we're buffering again. I bet it is outside. I hadn't even made that thought. Well, I don't know what that means for the recording. If you're missing anything, I would like to hope that being able to watch back, it wouldn't be a problem. But I wish I knew what to do, you guys, other than I could turn off Instagram and say bye-bye to them, but that's not really fair. I don't know what else to do. Canva's turned off, Zoom's turned off. I'll just have to go with it and hope. I'm sorry if it's such a pain. Trust me, I know what that's like, trying to watch something where it's painful. So anyway, Gostinets from Russia. Bush is strong, lush. The leaf is a regular leaf. Lots of suckers on it. Flesh is firm, green, juicy, aromatic, and sweet flavor. Plant is large with regular foliage, indeterminate growth. Mid to late season. Anybody grown this one? Where's Evelina? G5 solar storm hitting the earth, says Lisa. Probably. And we are seeing the northern lights are all over too. Maybe it is something to do with all of that, because I can't explain it. I mean, it's windy, but it's not like crazy windy. Just push through it. We love you, Lauren, and would wait however long it takes. You guys are sweet. Thank you. I just want you to enjoy these as much as I do. And if you miss like a big chunk, that would pain me. But I would assume that you can watch back the recording if there's anything that you missed. All right, I guess nobody's grown Gostinets. I know if Evelina was here, I know she would say she grew this. I'll have to try it one of these days. Every year I go for the greens, and they're never as good as Malachite box, except for this year. They were Malapine and even Verde de las Landas. Okay, this one I have very little information about. This is from Camilla Plum's farm shop in Denmark. I grew a few things from her last year. Obama was one of them. I grew a tomato called Obama. And also Green Prince Ruffled. Those are both from her, Camilla Plum's farm shop. From Denmark. And this is another new one of hers, Sveinbjorg. Don't know. She said it's a new tomato that we have named after a dear and talented student gardener from Iceland. Heart-shaped fruits, 4 centimeter. Is that Icelandic? Sounds like the name. Yeah. She's actually been to Iceland. 4 centimeter yellow tomatoes, thin anthocyanin stripes, sweet, powerful, citrusy yellow tomato fruit flavor. Tall plant, lots of fruit for a very long time. Keen, I'm thinking you had this one. Did you grow it this year? I know me and Jen got a couple of seeds from Camilla Plum's farm shop. Although I would think I would remember if you had said it. It's pretty. I'm not sure how. Sometimes that's the anthocyanin, the black stuff on tomatoes. In general, I don't like the taste of it, but sometimes it's very light or you can hardly taste it at all. It's got like a unique flavor that some people love. I'm not one of those people. But that's only a little bit of antho, so maybe it's a good one. Nobody? Akina, go to bed. Okay. Hey, everybody just joining us. Oh, okay. Yeah, because this sounds like a U one. It was supposed to, but didn't make the final list. She's from Norway. Hey, you old garden guy and Julia. Thanks for being here. Okay, so that's all I have to say about that one. I haven't talked about it yet. There's one picture and just the information from that site. But I would venture to guess after maybe some people grew it this year that more information will come out about it. Okay, next one. I just got seeds from Val Smith from Farmer Val's Backyard on Etsy. I've heard about this one for a long time. It's pretty well known. Not necessarily easy to find at all, but pretty well known Appalachian variety called Kansas Depression. Thank you, Val, for sending these to me. It was documented in the Seed Savers Exchange as early as 1994. It was shared among collectors like Terry of Secret Seed Cartel, who distributed seeds to breeders in the 2010s, traced to Illinois, Kansas lineages, stabilized as an open pollinated heirloom. Tomato 5, Val says it's a large sweet pink beefsteak, potato leaf plant. Fruit is over 1 pound, mid-season indeterminate. And then does Tomato 5 Food give anything else? 300 to 450 gram fruits. Dense, beefy flesh with a smooth texture, excellent flavor with a fruity aroma. Who has grown Kansas Depression? I know some of you have. The ads are clear. I'm so glad to hear that, Terry. Sorry. What does antho taste like? It's such a hard thing. It would probably be like asking somebody who doesn't like cilantro what cilantro tastes like. Because some people, I feel like it tastes like soap. But other people think I'm crazy. Heidi Dolan, I've mentioned this in the recent past, that she often bills it as like a metallic taste, and I can subscribe to that also. But I'm making it sound bad, and some people love it, so don't take my word for it. But for me, it tastes kind of like soap. Like some people think cilantro tastes like soap. I do not. YouTube sure makes sure the ads play without issues, but of course. Good night, Kina. Feel better, my friend. Oh, Julia, you grew this 2 seasons ago. What did you think? Yay, nay, eh? Anything else we need to know about that one? No, that's it. Yeah, Julie, let us know what you thought of it and anybody else who may have grown it. Okay, next one. This one I grew last year. How have I not talked about this one already? Oh, no, I did find out I did talk about it, but I decided to talk about it again because it's been like a year and a half. It was one of the early ones I talked about. This is the one I was telling you from Estonia. My friend Katrine, who's in the group, she sent me seeds for this one last year, and it's a green. This was such a productive variety and quite tasty. The Brix isn't all that high, as you can see. That's called a refractometer, the thing I was telling you about. Maybe I showed it to you last year when you were here. I don't remember. But that measures the sugars in it. So it's got a 4.5, which isn't astronomical, but as I've said many, many times, and you guys who have refractometers, you know so much more to flavor than just the sugar. There's the salinity of a tomato. Like there's so much more involved than just you don't. I would hate a tomato that had like a Brix of 10 and no other flavor, because it's really just such a one note part to the flavor. But so sometimes you'll get a low Brix with a tomato that tastes really good. And we rated this one a 7.5 out of 10. I do have this on my Instagram. If you don't subscribe or follow me, I guess it is on Instagram, at Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. And I do put up detailed reviews when I get to them. I still have tomatoes I reviewed from last year. So follow me on Instagram if you could. And if you could like this video, I would appreciate that too. That helps. All right, so let's get back. So I call this humaroline. I actually don't normally say it out loud, so it sounds much better in my head when I'm saying it to myself than what just came out of my mouth. But it's from Estonia. And thank you, Katrine, for sending me these. Estonia is the second largest island. Or no, it's grown for Huma is Estonia's second largest island. But Estonia, I was talking to Brooke before the show. I'm pretty sure it's one of the smallest countries. When I talked about it last year, I'm pretty sure I found that information. I should have found it again. So it's really such a pleasure to grow tomatoes from like somebody who lives in this really tiny country. It's very cool. It emerged as a community bred variety in the 20th century. It's a folk selection variety. It was passed hand to hand among locals before entering seed exchanges in the 2000s. Now preserved as a national heirloom, it's featured in Estonian Wikipedia and organic catalogs for its cultural value. What did Rob and I have to say about it? We called it delightful. Came to me from a member of TLC from Estonia, a very small country bordered by Russia, that I knew. And she knew I loved green and ripe tomatoes, so she sent it to me. Got to be about 9 feet tall or 2.74 meters, regular leaf, early to produce, and they lasted all season, let me tell you. Early to produce and incredibly productive. Had it growing in a raised bed with mushroom compost. Delightful. They were fresh and fruity while being both sweet and tart with a lingering sweetness. They had lots of flavor. It was surprising to us that the Brix was so low, considering it had such sweetness and the flavor that lingers on the palate. Wonderful tomato. It checked all the boxes for me as far as sweetness, tanginess, and umami, and it wasn't watery like so many other varieties can be. It's a special variety. I'm so humbled to have grown it from her little corner of the world, and that is still true. Any of you, I know I gave out a lot of seasons for this after a lot of seeds. Did I say seasons or seeds? I said seasons. I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. And here comes Rory. She's going to complain about something. I know I gave away a lot of these seeds to many of you. I don't know if I haven't heard of any of you growing it this year, but if you've grown it either this year or previous year, put your 2 cents in. I would love to hear what you think. Rachel says, my GWR aren't great producers. I don't know why. I will tell you the one that I've been giving seeds around for that is like the religious experience that I keep talking about from Malapine. Grew that not next to Malachite box, but had 2 plants of both. And each one was in a grow bag and in ground. And while I obviously like the flavor of Malapine just a bit better, the productivity was really what just set it even more higher notch. Like Verde de las Landas was a decent producer. Malachite box, I have problems with that going throughout my full season. I get enough to get some tomatoes, but for some reason it just doesn't like my garden like halfway through, or like early, late season, I guess, mid-season. But Malapine was on fire, and I thought it tasted better. And this one, too, was a great producer, as was, I was joking around with Jeffrey Rainmaker the other day. So I had given seeds for Chinese Princess last year, Princesa Princesa, which I had gotten from TOMATO AWESOMESAUCE in Latvia. I got those seeds because it was a green one ripe and it looked good. This was before last season. And I grew it and I loved it. I really, really loved it. And so I sent seeds to Terry, formerly of Secret Seed Cartel, telling her how much I loved it. She clearly didn't, because I saw the listing on Secret Seed Cartel and she's like, consider this a collector's variety or something like that. I'm like, she didn't like it. I liked it. She didn't like my banana snore though, so that's good. But I remember liking it early in the season, but loving it towards the end of the season. I don't know. But it's funny that I told Jeffrey, I'm like, clearly she didn't like it. I forget what else she said, but she wasn't raving on the flavor, let's put it that way. So I thought that was kind of funny. Is Huma Lane tall or shorter? I feel like it was a bit shorter. Do I have it written down here? Oh, no, it was tall, 9 feet tall. Never mind. Glad I don't count on my memory, that is for sure. And I did just read that out loud too, which is even scarier. Okay, so that's Huma Roeline from Estonia. Okay, this next one, Kim's Civil War. I can't believe I haven't talked about this one yet either. This is a unique Oxheart variety from the United States. This information comes from Tomato Faifu of Belgium. They say it's a rare heirloom variety. And if you've grown it, please let us know. We want to hear of any of these. cultivated since the Civil War from generation to generation, originating in Oregon. Smooth pink fruit weighing 250 to 600 grams, heart-shaped, tapering to blunt depending on size, slightly rippled at the shoulders, dense, fleshy, beefy flesh with very few seeds, good old-fashioned tomato flavor. Hang on. It's a good question there. I'll get to in just a minute. Very vigorous, very large growth, a real liana? I don't know what that means. Over 3 meters. It gets tall. Regular foliage, indeterminate growth. Heritage Harvest Seed said to be grown by an American family since the Civil War era. Productive plants, loads of huge pink, meaty oxheart type tomatoes with very few seeds all season long. The best thing about this heirloom is that it is also one of the earliest large fruiting tomatoes available. Indeterminate regular leaf foliage, 65 days from transplant. Anybody grown this one? Julia did. Grew it for this year. Another one that didn't care for Tennessee summers. I got 1 or 2 fruits, then it gave up. How were those 1 or 2 fruits? I mean, generally that would be enough to keep me away from it, but sometimes ox hearts are weird that way too, aren't they? But I guess it was too hot for you, my friend. What did you think of like the 2 tomatoes you had off the plant though? Hey, Anthony. Thanks for being here. Oh, Mary, please don't worry. I'm the one that read it out loud and then forgot. I just read it out loud, so don't you worry. I think I need to worry. Yeah, thanks, Nicole. 9 feet. 9 feet. Anybody else grown Kim Civil War? All right, so there's a question I passed by up here. Do you find a difference between potato leaf or regular leaf? Do you have a preference? You know, I used to say no, and I still do sort of, but I'm definitely starting to much prefer potato leaf. Just because they're less susceptible to disease in my garden. They last longer because, I mean, Angwe ES, the tomato that I've been giving away to so many of you, this plant had potato leaves like I've never seen in my life, like huge. When plants have leaves that big, you know, they capture that much more sun, and I think they just add a lot more sweetness to the tomato. But, you know, regular leaf too, they've got a lot more leaves. So they, you know, so it's not like all potato leaves are going to be sweeter. But I do just find that, you know, my foliage gets less knocked out by disease early in the season. Some of my favorite tomatoes are potato leaf, suffer well, potato leaf, Captain Lucky, although my Captain Lucky did terrible this year. That's a potato leaf. Angwe ES, potato leaf. Does it make a difference? No, because I've got some tomatoes that I love that were regular leaf too, like Malapine and Missouri. And, you know, I would say most of my garden has been regular leaf, but I definitely am finding myself gravitating more towards potato leaf for that reason. But if I see a variety that looks and sounds super cool, I'm not going to be like, no, it's got regular leaf. I'm still going to grow it. But yeah, it is funny how I'm kind of changing my mindset with that, because up until this past season, I would have said, it doesn't make a difference for me. But it really does. It really does. Julia enjoyed her 2 tomatoes. Good to hear. All right. Mary, potato leaf does so well in my garden and are typically more productive too. Agree. Oh, Terry, you gave those to your girlfriend. They do Civil War reenactments. They loved them. Even the grandkids enjoyed. That's great. That's great. Potato leaf give more wind production, but Russ's regular leaf are so beastly. They do great here too. Bill's varieties in either leaf are top notch. My favorite variety this year was a giant potato leaf. What was the name of the variety? Do you remember? Of course you do. Giant potato leaf. Want to hear what that is? Okay, next one. Oh, I'm so excited about this one. It was just released just this week by Secret Seed Exchange. It's called Peg Oh My Heart, and that is Peg, who you see in the photo there. She there's a great story behind the seeds for this 2 secret seed Am I saying that right? Southern Seed Exchange. Is that it? Why am I going crazy all of a sudden? I know it's Secret Seed Cartel. Virginia, including at least 3,000 pounds of this prolific, flavorful tomato that reach up to 2 pounds. It has a big, complex, balanced, and wonderful old-fashioned tomato flavor. Old-fashioned flavor, Davis says. Our customers wait for it every year, and by the last week of July, we have long lines waiting for the first ripe pegs. Let me get you the link. They seem to have many in stock, so I don't think we'll be selling anything out, but I always like to give you guys the link if you just want an easy way to order. I love this story, and they literally just announced it like yesterday, I think. And you can get it at the Seed Exchange, Seed Savers Exchange. Here you go. What else do we have to say about a company called seedways.org? There's actually, if you Google her, Peg Davis, or Google Peg Oh My Heart Tomato, and you'll find she's had some write-ups in local magazines to her and stuff about this tomato. So she kind of reminds me of Mrs. Gorby, who many of us grew that tomato this year for Mrs. Gorby's. But she looked so cute with her little tomato in her hand, and I just love this story. It's an indeterminate 1 to 2 pounds. She donated this outstanding variety to Seed Savers Exchange in 2022. The Peg of My Heart tomato makes its debut in the Seed Savers Exchange catalog as a from the collection variety in 2026. Looks good. Looks good. Anybody else interested in this one? Oh, here's the big potato leaf one. Legs diamond, not giant fruit, but leaves like you described on Ongwe ES. Huge potato leaves, 8 by 10. Wow. A gorgeous plant, but the flavor is beyond fantastic. Interesting. I don't know if I'm going to have to do some research on Legs Diamond. Knowing me, I probably have the seeds, but I don't remember ever talking about it. I'm going to have to research that. Your review leaves me wanting more, that's for sure. So that's Peg of My Heart. Other than that, no information because they're the only place they're exclusive to it. This variety right now, I'm sure that'll change at the end of the season, but good old Peg making sure her special variety gets carried on through tomato heads like us. I love it. Okay, this is the last one I'm doing. Wait, is that right? No, I've got 2 more. I'm cranking through. Believe it or not, this is cranking through. I've mentioned this before, that when I'm doing my shows for the week, it's often like I find a pattern with a certain variety that keeps popping in my life, or something I read or something somebody told me. And this was one for me this week. It's from Russia. It's a commercial dwarf called Krasny Sever. Translates in English to far north or extreme north. Now, don't confuse this with farther north, which is a different tomato. Furthest north, farthest north. This one is specifically far north, and sometimes, like in the picture down bottom right, I believe it says extreme north, but it is from Russia. That first 2 words is, however you pronounce that, is the name of it. This popular is very popular with breeders because it's very early, ripens, it's good, supposedly good flavor. So this one was coming up on some breeder boards I was going through this week. Let's see what else. William Schlegel had said on one of the boards that it's one of his favorites. Early, keeps the fruit off the ground because it is a determinate dwarf. Cold hardy, that's all William says. Cold hardy, early ripening tomato bred specifically for Russia's northern regions with short, cool summers. Tomato Faifu in Belgium says it's a Russian commercial variety. Introduced in North America by Andrei Baranovsky in 2007. Introduced commercially in 2015 by Tatiana's Tomato Base. Tatiana says compact determinate dwarf plants with regular rugose foliage. Plants are about 2 feet tall, early maturity. They were certainly the prettiest tomato plants in our 2014 garden and one of the first to ripen in early July. The most interesting thing about this variety is that when fruits start to ripen, they turn golden orange first and then turn red over the next 2 to 3 days. So the plants look even more beautiful, and you can see that from the photo bottom right. Um, Outstanding sweet flavor, very impressive for such an early tomatoes. Anybody grown this? Hi, Iris. Of course, better late than never. Make sure you get in hashtag tomato in the comments. Oh, you got that from Tomato Eden? Good to know. If it's from Tomato Eden, I likely have it. Legs Diamond, but I'm gonna look that up. Maybe I can talk about it next week. All right, I guess nobody's grown Cranny Silver. I looked, and I think I have seeds, but I definitely was getting it confused because a lot of people send me seeds for micros, and there's a lot of like wiggle room in what we consider micro and mini dwarf. So I had seeds for farthest north, and I didn't until today know that this was a very different variety than this far north. So if you're an amateur breeder looking to get started, this may be a good one for you to start with if you're looking for a dwarf or things that are. It's got a lot of good genetics in it. Early good flavor, determinate. So I'm talking about another one actually next. That's how my mind worked. I said, this one's good for breeding. There's another one that I've been hearing about again a couple times this week that is also good for amateur breeders. And this is developed by Joseph Lofthouse, who's very famous in the tomato world for like what Angwe does, I think I've talked about him several times, taking wild cultivars and trying to broaden, genetics. And this is one of his masterpieces that a lot of amateur growers really, really like. In fact, I don't know where this came from. One of the sites, I think it's Vibrant Earth Seeds, says it's an amateur plant breeder's dream tomato. It was bred by Utah seedsman Joseph Lofthouse to be early maturing, highly promiscuous, and delicious. What does promiscuous mean? So if you've ever heard me talk about my favorite cherry, which is Coyote, I will often make comments that Coyote is a hoe, because Coyote crosses with everything, and that's because it has exerted stigmas. So it's very easy. Like regular tomatoes actually don't breed all that easily on their own. They're self-pollinating. But when you have something with an exerted stigma, like Coyote, the crosses happen very quickly. And Big Hill has exerted stigma. In fact, if you look on Experimental Farm Network, you'll see a lot of Joseph's work with land races there. And he's got like a whole series of the promiscuous type. So if you're a breeder looking to get some wild genetics into your tomatoes, those can be a lot of fun to do. The cross was apparently hillbilly and jagodka varieties. Outcome is unique and phenomenal in taste, shape, and color. The stigma of this variety often protrudes, making it a solid choice for those wanting to breed new varieties. Fruits are extra large and bicolored with intermixing yellows and reds. Taste is as vibrant as the color. Protruding and sturdy stigma. A lot of talk on the stigma on this one. An excellent choice for amateur plant breeders who want to breed their own tomato variety. William Schlegel, who I just mentioned, he's a botanist and educator also, loves this tomato for its flavor, its adaptation to our climate, and for the ease of cross-pollination. This variety is determinate. And Joseph Lofthouse pledged it to the Open Source Seeding Initiative under the name HX9. So for those of you amateur breeders out there looking to start, you've got two there. You've got Big Hill and Cranny Sever or Far North. And that's it. Look at this. I did a show. Well, we still have to do the prizes. I guess because you're here, I just want to speed it along. I mean, I do and I don't. You guys know what I'm saying. My cousin's here. I want to visit with her. That's amazing. Amazing timing. I hope you could hear most of it, you guys. Make sure you, before I start, I'll list what the prizes are again, but now is your last chance to get in hashtag tomato. Just love the red center in that tomato. Me too. I don't know why I've never grown Big Hill before. Ooh, where'd it go? It's beautiful, and I love what I'm hearing about it, but yeah, that is a cool center, and this looks delicious. Oh, Susan, I grew Big Hill this year. They were really good. Great. Great. I think I may add it to my grow list for next year. It sounds like fun with some breeding ideas. They're really good. That's good to hear. Bought the seeds for Big Hill for next year from Snake River Seed Co-op. That's where William Schneagle's business, right? It's Snake River Seed Co-op. Good place to get them if you want to get. In fact, I think the writing I just did, a lot of it was from there, if I'm not mistaken. There and Vibrant Earth Seeds. So I'm excited. I'm excited to grow it. All right, hashtag tomato. We've got 81 live viewers. So let me tell you what the prizes are. Okay, first one I'll show you. Amy Dorroy has created 5 of these homemade advent calendars and is ready to send 1 to 5 of you out there, which is just unbelievable. She's also doing a $25 gift card. So thank you, Amy. Then the seed prizes are unbelievable. Olivia Lai is donating for 2 winners, 10 seeds each of Adelaide Festival, Atomic Sunset, Aunt Ruby's German Green, Afternoon Delight, and Dwarf Awesome. And then Nicole Swartz for 2 people, 5 seeds each of Summertime Gold, Moonlight Mile, Ochre Heart, Uluru Ochre, and Strawberry Lemonade. And then Pretty is giving away for 3 people, seeds for Reka, Garden Olive, Ambrosia Orange UBX, Cherokee Bronze, and VD21. So if you guys are winners, if you could contact directly the person who's donating the prize, that would make things easier. But if you can't, for whatever reason, if you're not on Facebook, to be able to contact them, and that's okay, you can email me. And I'm going to put my email address. We'll scroll that at the bottom there. Okay, so let's do this. Oh, I didn't list. Yes, I did. I did list everybody. Thank you all for your donations, Olivia, Nicole, Amy, Pretty. You guys are great. And if you are giving away a prize, if you could keep track of who's winning what, I would appreciate that. All right, let's get this giveaway tool going. Good luck. So first ones we'll do. I've got it listed first, so we'll just do Olivia's first for 2 winners. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 varieties for 2 winners. So let's start this. Oh my, T9007G. I'm sure I know who you are, but not under that name. Congratulations. If you can contact Olivia Lai, that would be wonderful. And next one. I feel like every time I've got the timing down on this, I don't. 605 Living, congratulations, 605 Living. You can contact Olivia Lyon. Thank you, Olivia. Next, we have 5 advent calendars from Amy, unbelievable, and then a $25 gift card to Forgotten Heirloom. So let's do the advent calendars first. I have to keep track of how many we've got here. Okay, first winner. Mariah Lavin. Congratulations, Mariah. You can contact Amy Dorroy, Doroy. And if you can't, then you can email me there if you're not on Facebook or, yeah, if you're not in the group or on Facebook. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, advent calendar. Lisa, congratulations, Lisa. That's number 2. Kim Wallace, congratulations, Kim. And you can contact Amy. Number 4. It'd be something if Kino was one of the winners of this, wouldn't it? Kim Pierce. Congratulations, Kim. The Kims are winning today. And last but not least, last advent calendar. Oh, sorry, T90. I have to draw again. This giveaway tool doesn't remove the people. So I would play the lottery if I were you, but I'm going to have to put the name back in. Sorry, but you get one already. Or no, you got one of Olivia's. So great, guys. Wish I could see your real names. Number 5, Ann L. J9E. Congratulations, everybody. And then $25 to Forgotten Heirlooms. You can also reach Dame Amy Dorroy about this. That goes to Resilient on Repeat. Congratulations. And you can contact Amy Dorroy. Okay, then what do we have next? Nicole Schwartz, she's got two seed prizes. Summertime Gold, Moonlight Mile, Ochre Heart, Uluru Ochre, and Strawberry Lemonade. If you guys, again, if you win this, you can contact Nicole Schwartz, SWARTZ. If not, you can email me and I'll get you guys in touch. Leslie, congratulations, Leslie. And second one. Drew, congratulations, Drew. Okay, and then we have, and thank you, Nicole. Appreciate very much your donation. And then we have Pretty Joshi's prize for 3 people: Reka, Garden Olive, Ambrosia Orange, UBX, Cherokee Bronze, and VD21. First one. And you can message Pretty, PRITI, if you're a winner of these. Brandy Allison, congratulations, Brandy. And then number 2. Linda Wicker Downing. Congratulations, Linda. I just wrote down Linder. Last one. Olivia, congratulations. She gives, she receives. Congratulations, everybody. And thank you so much to everybody who donated. You always make the shows so special. I don't even know what to say, just filled with gratitude. One thing I kind of wanted to say earlier before we close, I should have said it earlier, but since a lot of us have gotten into the Japanese tomato craze, I just want you to be aware that most of the varieties that are listed, like at Tomaten Weld, the Japanese varieties, most of those they're hybrids. So the seeds she's selling were from original fruits, but she saved the seeds from those. So they will be F2 seeds. She doesn't list it on the site. I don't know why. I like Julia a lot, but I just want you all, if you're buying from her, and I'm buying from her, so I hope you are too, just to keep that in mind, that as you go to grow it out in subsequent seasons, they may not be exactly what you hope they are. I mean, it could be good for a season or 2, but most of them are F2, so not at all trying to throw shade her way. I hope you're ordering from her. She's got some great stuff, but just wanted to make you aware that, if you're looking for open pollinated varieties that will be the same every time, that may not be the route you should take if you're looking to, or maybe you don't care. I'm going to try some and see what we get. All right. Well, thank you guys. I will see you next week.
Do you have time for questions?
For questions for me? From you?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
All right. For a tomato newbie,
Mm.
what does determinate mean?
Good question. Brooke asked what determinate is. Determinate means that the fruits kind of ripen all around the same time. It could be like the span of a couple weeks. Indeterminate will start ripening and then it will keep making flowers and fruits and just keep going until often the first frost. So that's called indeterminate. Indeterminate. Most of what I grow is indeterminate, but I had one of Angwe's great ones, Kuatli Salubong, which I grew this year. That was a determinate that ended up, I think we were getting ripe fruits from that for 4 weeks or something. But yeah, that's determinate and indeterminate. It's a good question.
Great, thank you.
Sure. Who else is asking questions? Oh, you want a question. All right, you guys, thank you again for all of you watching. If you're watching the recording, I wish you could be here with us, but understand this time isn't great for everybody, but I do appreciate you watching. And just so you know, I'm always open for questions about tomatoes, anything. People often say that, they hate to bother me. Bother me. I love it. The tomato stuff's kind of, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's easy to talk about because it's fun. Sometimes other things like, can be heavy, but I'm always happy to help with tomatoes. So don't ever think you're bothering me. Please use my email address and ask me whatever you want. There are no stupid questions because we all started somewhere, every single one of us. And I'm still learning all the time. I definitely don't know it all. All right. So we'll go out with the music. Thanks, everybody. I will see you next week. Oh, no. Yes. Yes, next week. Good. Next week is not Thanksgiving, correct? Correct. I will be here next week. The following week will be Thanksgiving. But next week I will be here. So peace, love, get your gratitude on, and go grow tomatoes. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Thanks, Brooke. Here's our music.